Divergent thinking is a thought process used to generate creative ideas by exploring many possible solutions. It typically occurs in a spontaneous, free-flowing, non-linear manner, such that many ideas are generated in an emergent cognitive fashion. Many possible solutions are explored in a short amount of time, and unexpected connections are drawn. Welcome to Minds in Formation. Alrighty.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is the first time it's been a morning episode. We're trading beers for coffee.
Yes.
Usually we'd be drinking beers on the show.
Yep.
Now we're drinking coffee.
It's when I do my best thinking. It's in the mornings. I feel like that's when my head is the most clear.
For sure, yeah.
And that's when you and I have some of the best conversations.
We do. We like to just sit and talk about whatever's going on, some current event or some random fun fact or whatever. Basically the same shit I do on the show anyways. We'll just kind of do naturally a lot of mornings just sitting out on the couch.
Yeah.
It's nice though. It's a peaceful time of day. I've always thought that. Like the morning is...
It's my favorite time of day.
It is. And it's kind of slow. You can ease into it. Ideally, right? That's my ideal morning. Sometimes you just got to get up and hit 100 miles an hour. I hate it. Kind of hate it when that happens, but it is what it is, you know?
It reminds me of my grandparents. I used to love... because I would always spend the night there, and it didn't matter how old I was. I could be young, I could be older. But my grandparents, they had like a formal living room, and they would always sit there with their coffee. And I grew up just going and sitting with them and talking about current events, what's going on in the world. And yeah, I cherished those memories of those conversations that we used to have.
Yeah, and I guess it makes sense. You're refreshed, right? Your mind is refreshed, and at least to a certain extent, hasn't been influenced yet by your day all that much.
Yeah.
Like it's a blank slate. Because you talk to someone at the end of the day, maybe you're talking more about what happened today, this or that. In the morning, you get a fresh start. And maybe it allows a little bit more mind wandering. Because you haven't been dealing with shit all day. You can just kind of be like, explore things.
Yeah, I'm the happiest in the morning. It's actually too, when I wake up before everybody else in the house, like it's a 5 a.m.er and I just can't sleep and I wake up, that time by myself in the morning is probably one of my favorites.
It's nice. I agree. I've always liked it. It's the most peaceful.
It is.
Especially when you're by yourself and it's silent and it's dark and you're just getting started. I don't know. There's something, sounds a little corny, but magical about it. You know, it feels like a cheat code in a way. You're getting things done while a lot of people are still snoozing away. And you're like, here we are. We're getting ready to go.
So I don't understand why people sleep in. I mean, I used to sleep in when I was a kid. I get that. But if you're an adult and you're sleeping past noon, what are you doing with your life?
That's crazy.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
I did so much before you even got up.
Right.
But
hey, man.
I am not a nighttime person anymore. I'm very much like, I come 8 o'clock. I mean, how many times have we been invited to go do something and they want us to be there at like 8:30?
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
whoa, dude.
I don't about that. Makes me feel a little bit lame and boring, but I'm like, how about, would you like to go get coffee in the morning?
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of going and meeting up for a drink, why don't we go meet up for a coffee?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what exactly it is, if this is something that's become more set in stone as I've gotten older, but my circadian rhythm seems to have less flexibility in a way. You know, if I normally sleep 10 to 6, which is pretty much my sleeping hours for the most part, 10 to 6, right? Even if I stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning, I really can't sleep much past 6 typically. I'll be lucky if it's like 7 or 7:30 and I'll be like, holy shit, I really slept in. So it's just, I don't seem to have that flexibility, because it does seem like when you're younger, you can, stay out till 3 o'clock in the morning and sleep till 11 and then just go to work the next day or I'm sorry, and then try to go to bed early the next day or whatever. I don't know. I'm not explaining it well, but flexibility seems easier when you're younger, and that way you can kind of bounce your schedule and there's less consequence, where now I'm like all fucked up if my schedule gets messed up.
I wonder if it has anything to do with our brains not fully developed. So our brains need that time to sleep to like function correctly because our brains are still growing because they're not fully developed till we're like 27 or something like that.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has something to do with it. You have the ability, because I used to sleep till 3 o'clock in the afternoon in high school.
Right.
I mean, I was busy. I was playing sports and everything like that, but I could sleep reliably. And I'm thinking that that might have something to do with it.
I mean, it could have something to do with it because I feel like you're, again, much more flexible in a lot of ways. They also say, I remember hearing this thing that you're much more socially flexible, which is why people can make friends so easily when they're younger. Not only do you have more access, especially if you're in a thing like college or high school or whatever, there's people your age all around you, super easy to make friends, but you are pliable in your ideas and what you'll put up with. You're much more kind of go with the flow. You're socially flexible. But many people, as they age, they become a little bit more rigid in their ways and their belief systems. And also, again, you have less access to people that are in your same demographic. But people get a little more set in stone, set in their ways. And then something that they would have gone with when they were younger, as they get older, they're like, nah, I'm not doing that. I like my shit like I like my shit. I don't really want to get out of the bubble or whatever. So it's just kind of weird in general how people's brains seem to be just rubber and then slowly petrify over time, at least in a way.
That's
right?
true. I definitely had a lot of, it just made me think I had so many weird friends when I was younger.
Yeah.
That I probably, if I met them today, I'd be like,
get the
whoa,
hell away from
you
me.
are weird. But back then I was, I still like weird people. I think they're very cool.
Sure.
I don't think we should all be the same, but yeah, I definitely would probably be like, I don't know. I have this one person that comes to my mind. He wasn't like a friend. He was more of like a party acquaintance, but his name was Elliot. And this man he always, whenever I ran into him, he had like the worst wig you could possibly imagine. Like he was very much in the burner scene and he always meowed at you. You'd be like, meow. Like, he was such a
I actually
kook.
support that.
He was such a kook. But back then I was just like, yeah, well, Elliot's a weirdo. Like he's a nice guy. He's not hurting anybody. You know what I mean? But I think if I would have met Elliot today, I don't think I would have been as keen on being as friendly as I was.
Well, also Elliot might have just continued to get weirder and weirder.
Elliot's still a weirdo for sure. I see him on social media, but he lets his freak flag fly and I can respect that.
Okay.
But this person also, thank God I was wearing a wig. This person also left gum in my hair. One Halloween, we ran into him at a party in LA and I was like, Elliot, oh my God. And he was like, meow. And he's like purring in my ear. His gum fell out of his mouth and went into my wig.
Oh, dude. That would have been your real hair.
Oh, I would have been just furious.
Did you ever get gum in your hair? I've always heard the story.
I think I have, but I was younger. Yes, I have. Actually, you just brought back some memories. And yeah, you had to I forgot what you had to put in your hair.
I remember hearing people would cut it out, or I feel like I remember hearing something about peanut butter.
Yes. I forgot about that. I did.
Yeah.
Yep. It happened a couple times.
Yeah. That would suck.
I also found one time when I partied, me and my friends, had a house party when I was in high school. And apparently somebody got Del Taco after the party, and I woke up with bean burrito all in my hair.
Oh.
Must have just been eating in bed. I just passed out. I got bean burrito all up in my hair. It was so disgusting.
That's gnarly. Well, as long as we're going down this route, one time I've only done this once, where I got so fucked up, probably almost killed myself. I was puking in my sleep and woke up with it covered like all over my pillow and in my bed. It was a nightmare. It was so gross. I don't know why we did this. We were so dumb. It was when I was stationed in Korea and we ordered a bottle of absinthe that we realized we could get from Europe. And it was supposed to be the real absinthe. And we're like, oh, hell yeah, dude. And we weren't really paying attention to the fact that not only is it supposed to have these extra properties in it, but it's super strong just from an alcohol perspective. I think it's like 70%. It's really strong. And it's not good either. It's fucking pretty
it's
gnarly.
not. And I think you have to do like certain things, like actually
You're supposed to, but we didn't do that. We were just like
straight to the face.
Yeah, and we were thinking it's a way to like do something naughty while we're in the army. We're like, we're gonna drink a fuckload of absinthe, right? And me and my homies, we split a whole bottle. And at first we felt awesome. Like we were messed up, but we were just laughing our asses off. We were having so much fun. And we're like, dude, let's go out for a little while. So we go out and then lights out. That's the only time I ever had a hard blackout, really, in my entire life. I'll have brownouts where I'll forget a piece of this or a piece of that, or it'll be a little fuzzy. But that was hardcore blackout where I cannot recall anything, no matter how many people tell me about the time that we were doing this or that, or we were dancing on these stripper poles, apparently. But yeah, hardcore blackout, and then time travel straight to the next morning. And I feel horrendous. Like I absolutely got hit by a truck, like I'm dying at the same time. And there is just green puke all over my face and hair in my bed. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't fucking just choke out and die that night.
Thank God you didn't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I could write a book for all this stupid shit that happened when I woke up after a night of partying.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend, she slept next to me, and she was like, I woke up and she was like kind of sleeping on top of me. And I realized that the bed was wet. And I was like, what the hell? She peed all in my bed. And as I go to like get her off of me, I freak out because I realize that my whole arm is just covered in permanent marker. And then I look over, whole other arm, my legs. I finally look in the mirror. I have marker all over me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was awful. But that's what happens when you party in high school and talk shit to your mom. She passes out permanent markers to all your friends.
Oh, your mom was like sanctioning this?
Oh, yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. I called her a bitch, apparently, so I deserved it.
And then you passed out, and she's like, who's the bitch now?
I had the most, I got to be honest with you, I had the most insanely detailed, no, she wrote on my forehead, this is what you get for calling your mother a bitch. She wrote it on my forehead.
Whoa.
Yes. But I will say I was pretty impressed. I had two very, very detailed pictures of Beavis on one arm and Butthead on the other
Someone
arm.
spent some time on it.
Someone spent some time Beavis and Butthead on my arms.
What was washing that off like? Does it even...
Oh, it was awful. And I had volleyball practice later that day. And I had to wear like a uniform, so to speak, with... And so I scrubbed as hard as I could, but it looked like I had like light tattoos all over my body. Fortunately, I could get it all off my face, but it was like still on my neck. I had it all over my legs. It was awful.
Crazy.
Yeah, but it's probably why I try to not get that drunk anymore.
Oh yeah, that's a real bad idea.
It's like I have partied for a million lifetimes, it seems like, and now I'm going into my old lady phase.
Totally.
I still want to have a good time, but you got to pick and choose when you want to do that, because hangovers, they just last for me like 3 days. They're
brutal now, man. They really are brutal. We're always flirting with the idea of being like sober curious, and hovering right on that edge, or doing dry spells.
But let's be real, we're never going to be fully sober because we're too fun.
Yeah, and it is a good time. And I think there's something probably mentally good for you by engaging in that sort of thing from time to time, even though I know the health consequences are real and it's bad for your brain and all these sort of things. But I think there's something to just cut loose and have a good time with some good friends, maybe even howl at the moon a little bit and be a bit of a kook and let some of that energy out that is difficult to do in your normal day-to-day activities.
I like to pick my times that I want to do it.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a cool event. It's gotta be a cool group of people.
Yeah.
It's gotta be worth it.
Mm-hmm. It's true, but at the same time, we both know that some of the best nights of your life are never planned and just happen randomly. A homie knocks on the door and is like, hey, let's go to this thing. And the next thing you know, you have a wild ride of an evening. And those are the best.
I miss that. I miss having friends close by where they just literally come and knock on your door. Like, I didn't know if you're home, but I just figured that's what I loved living in HB is it was such a tight knit community.
Yeah.
You know, where I literally would just walk 1 block over to Ed's house while he's at work, steal droops, come back, and then he comes to find him later. He's like, do you have my dog? I'm like, yes, I do. We've been on an adventure today. But I just love when your neighbors just come in and just want to come hang out.
I feel like when you have to drive everywhere, it's just harder to do that.
Yeah.
Because it turns everything into a chore. You can't just walk 2 blocks down and be like, what's up, bro?
Yeah. But it is kind of cool, though, that we have like another life in Southern California. Like we can literally catch a flight anytime, make a couple phone calls, and the crew's back.
Yep.
You know, and I absolutely love that. And I'm so grateful that I have that.
Totally. And I have one in North Carolina, and you know, you're building it up. Like you got Ken and Crystal, and you've met some of the other cats over there. But
awesome people.
Totally good, like some of the best. So we also have the same thing on the East Coast that we can kind of just pop into this community that's already established.
I can't wait to merge those 2 groups.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that for a wedding we could do that where East Coast people get to meet the West Coast people. Yep. That's going to be a shit show.
Oh, big time.
That's going to be
someone's getting pregnant and someone's going to jail, dude.
Hopefully not the jail one.
We
way. Typically tend to get our friends laid, though.
Yeah, we are pretty good matchmakers. Or maybe it's just that we just bring a group together, a fun group together, and hey, magic just happens after that point.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Feels good to get your friends laid down. Yeah. I like it.
Don't say I didn't ever do anything for you.
Yeah. I had a few opportunities back in the day, and I would always feel kind of cool. I don't know why it would make me feel cool to do this, but it did. Where I'd be out, I'd meet a chick or whatever, and then she'd have a friend, and then, you know, and everyone's DTF at this point. We're like young 20s. I'd be like, and I'd like call one of my homies and be like, get out here, dude.
I used to have my girlfriends, they would, because the Ducks, their bar that they loved was, oh God, I forgot which bar down in Newport it was, but they would frequent that bar quite a bit. So I'd have my girlfriends call me, again, this is our early 20s, but they'd be like, get your ass down here. The whole starting lineup of the Mighty Ducks are here. And I'm just like, I'll be there in 25 minutes. Yeah, coming.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah, this is how it goes. It's a different time back then. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, mine ended probably a little earlier than some people's, because next thing you know, I think I was like 23, 24, married with a baby. I was like, whoa. So I got started early.
Yep. While you were married, I was meeting Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Partying with Jamie Foxx.
He was out there being a Jezebel.
I didn't do anything with Jamie Foxx, even though he really liked me and he wanted to.
That's funny. That's such a funny story.
It is a funny story. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. My friends, they made me the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
They wanted to meet him. And so they were like, somebody has to go see if we can get a picture with him. And they just looked at me like,
you guys are just skiing out at Mammoth, right?
Yep.
Which for those who don't know is like the closest place to LA that's any sort of decent, right?
Yeah, it's the spot to go.
Like 3 or 4 hours away from LA-ish or something?
Oh, from Orange County, it's like a 7 to 8 hour drive. So it's pretty far.
So it's still a bit, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we met him. It was our last run of the day. I was the first one down. And, you know, you just don't see a lot of Black people on the mountain. You just don't. So like he just kind of stuck out to me. And I was just like, oh, cool. I always like to see brothers on the mountain, you know, because we don't have a lot of them. So
yeah, it's white people shit for the most part.
I know. Expression. So we have all these pictures with him and we're all doing like silly faces. And then he stayed. Like I thought he was just going to like go and
bounce to the next thing.
Yes, bounce around. And so he starts asking us where we're from. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm from, we're from Newport. And so as people are realizing that he's there, he'll go take pictures with people and then he'll come back to the table. And I'm like, this is crazy.
Right,
Like
he's hanging out with you
he's
guys now.
hanging out. He wants to hang out with us, And so now it's getting to the point where it's like people are surrounding our table. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to get out of here. And he goes, but let me get your number, 949, right? Which is our area code. And I was like, yeah. And so I give him my phone number and I was like, well, my phone is dead. So just shoot me a text or leave me a voicemail. Because he's like, what are you guys doing tonight? And I was like, acting all cool. I was like, well, I don't think we're doing anything crazy, I think we're free,
Yeah.
And he's like, well, let's get together tonight. So as soon as he walks away, Brandon, we're all buzzed at this point. And he's like, and so he walks away and all my friends are like, we gotta find a charger immediately.
Right.
So I get the phone charged and it's me and like 3 of my other girlfriends. And we're, like I said, we're buzzed. So as the night's going on, we haven't heard from him. And they're like, he's not going to call. He's not going to call. And I saw how he was looking at me. I was like, that motherfucker's going to call for sure. And so it's getting later in the night. And 2 of my other girlfriends decide, they're like, yeah, he's not calling. We're going to stay in. So me and my girlfriend, Katie, were like, well, we don't care if he calls or not. We're going to go out. We're going to go have fun.
Mm-hmm.
We made it about 100 feet outside the house and he calls and he's like, where are you guys at? And we're like, oh, we're headed to this bar by our house, blah, 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 blah. He's like, cool, we're over here. We'll meet you there later. So I text the girls and they're like asleep, and I go, bitches, get up. We're partying with Jamie Foxx tonight. Like, get your shit together.
Mm-hmm.
I will never. After that night, I gave Veronica so much shit because she takes forever to get ready. And I was like, bitch, I know how fast you can get ready now. Like, you can't fool me because they got ready so quickly. So it was like later in the evening, we're at this bar that's doing like karaoke and house music. So in between songs, they're playing like good house music, which is cool. So Jamie Foxx and his entourage come into the bar and they're looking for us. And it was so crazy because I saw him from afar and he starts walking up and it was like the seas just parted. Like people could see him. They're like, oh my God. And he comes straight up and he was wearing this ridiculous jacket. Like I've never seen anything like it. And I literally said, what the fuck are you wearing?
He's probably not used to hearing that.
No, I was like, what the fuck is this? He looked like Black Amelia Earhart. Like he had just that's what it reminded me of, her jacket that she had.
Some celebrities dress so retarded.
It was crazy.
Anyways.
But we're partying and taking shots, and my girlfriend Amanda, she's getting more drunk and she keeps telling Jamie Foxx like, oh, come back to our house. Our place is so nice. Our place is, and I'm like, Amanda, shut the fuck up. Like we're in an Airbnb. Like it's like this shitty little condo. He's staying at the Jonas Brothers villa. like we should go to his house.
Yeah, if anything, if anyone's visiting anyone, let's go the other way.
But he was there with like his whole family, like all his kids were there and stuff like that. So that was an option. So Jamie Foxx and all of his friends come back to our shitty apartment.
Oh, damn.
And my girlfriend Katie, she doesn't snowboard, so she cooked all day. So she made this like delicious chili. So we're feeding all these people, and all these guys are like, "Damn, that white girl could cook!" Like, and we're dancing, we're having fun. And then 2 of our friends get in a fight. And before that, I guess it's getting a little fuzzy at this point, but we told him about Travertine Hot Springs and how we went there a couple of days earlier and he really wanted to go. And so he had a driver. And so he's like, let's go to the hot springs now. And we're like, okay, cool. But 2 of my friends start getting in a crazy, crazy fight. And he comes to pick us up. And I was like, Veronica, I can't leave them. Like they're about to like throw blows, like this is bad.
Yeah.
Veronica's got like a fucking weekend bag on
She's
her
like,
shoulders.
"Don't care."
She's like, she literally, we're at the car. She's like, get in the car right now. And I was just like, I feel like I'd be a bad friend if I just like ditched everybody, you know? And she's like, we don't care about them. You need to get in the car right now. And I was like, Jamie, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for coming back and getting us. But these girls are about to get in a serious fight and I just can't allow it. And he was like kind of pissed. And I was like, sorry, you know. I went back inside. Those girls are asleep. I was so pissed.
Damn.
So I texted him and I was like, oh, I was really excited to like crack jokes and like make out. I said that. And he called me. He called me on the phone and we chatted for like 30 minutes. It was the craziest experience. And they tried to get us to come up to LA like several times over like the next year. And I don't know, it weirded me out. I don't like expectations. Like I felt like if I was to go up there, you would expect something of me. And I wasn't feeling that.
Right. Because, I mean, that's probably typically what the deal is when you're in that sort of position. Meet a couple pretty girls, you invite them over, and yeah, everyone is expecting to be able to smash and you know, have a good time. Like, that's the deal. Then that probably happens a lot for those guys.
Yeah. Like, good guy. Like, seriously, such a nice guy. And like, he looked, gosh, I mean, he, at that time, gosh, he must have been in his 50s, but he didn't look a day over 35.
Oh yeah, man.
Like he looked so good for his age. Like he took great care of himself. It was like, I got really sad when I heard that he got, what was it, like an accident or a sickness or something like that?
No, it was like a mystery thing. Remember we watched that one kind of, it's not really stand up, but he did that presentation.
Yeah.
Which I really liked. I thought was really good just because I liked the music and the storytelling. So I thought that was really cool, that whatever that thing was. But it was like a mystery thing, right?
Yeah.
Or some weird,
I
he was having like a stroke or like a weird aneurysm, or I feel like it was something kind of random.
Yeah.
That he was just, all of a sudden, he was all fucked up. I don't remember what was going on.
He was like in the hospital for a really long time.
Yeah, like close to dying. Everyone thought he was going to die there for a little bit.
So that one really like hurt because I was like, oh, I like kind of know the guy and he was such a nice person and I just felt awful for him. But I always wonder if I'd ever run into him again.
Yeah.
And talk about those stories because that was a hell of a night. It was so fun.
Totally. That's wild.
It's my one celebrity story.
Yeah, I really don't have any. But hey, let's shift gears. We're going to go into the fun fact of the day.
Oh.
But first, do you want some more coffee?
Sure.
All right, let's take 5. Okay, back. Had to get some fresh coffee. I get a fresh pouch too. This show is sponsored by Tucker Carlson.
Alp.
I didn't know he made these until I was listening to the Theo Von podcast and they were talking about nicotine pouches. And then Tucker was like, I got my own company. And he was talking about how Zins are for your butt. Alps are for your mouth.
I love how he's like talking shit. Like everybody knows nobody puts Zins up their butt.
I mean, I wouldn't say nobody.
There's some weirdo out
Whatever
there.
fucking weird thing that you can think of, someone's done it.
Well, whatever object you think somebody wouldn't put in their butt, somebody's put it in their butt.
I don't get it,
There's
bro.
a lot of weird butt people.
Yeah.
Ask nurses, they'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. It was funny. I like them though.
I do too.
Because the Zins there's really no flavor. The only thing I would want to know is if there's anything in here that is at all bad for you. Because I did see a chemical analysis of the Zins. Yeah, they don't taste amazing. It's like a hint of a flavor, but it's literally just nicotine and salt in there. There ain't nothing else in there. And this one's got this like thicker substance. So I guess that would be my only question. Is there anything in there that is not good for you? But regardless. What is today? The 4th of January. So our fun fact
also,
of the day.
NFL playoffs start after today. Very excited.
Oh, yeah. Today's the last day of the regular season. Week 18.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Wild cards next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. We've been watching way more football this year. It's been fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But, okay. Like I said, the 4th of January, everybody knows by this time what happened yesterday. But We'll read it. Today, the most astonishing development unfolding is the dramatic U.S. military operation that resulted in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, who were swiftly flown to New York to face long-standing narco-terrorism and drug trafficking charges. In a bold overnight raid announced by President Trump, American forces struck key sites in Caracas, leading to Maduro's detention aboard a U.S. vessel before his arrival in custody. Trump declared that the U.S. would temporarily administer Venezuela, aiming to stabilize the nation and harness its vast oil reserves, while Venezuela's Supreme Court named Vice President Delcy Rodriguez as acting leader amid a power vacuum. This unprecedented intervention has sparked global reactions, with celebrations among some Venezuelan expatriates, fierce condemnation from allies like China and Russia, and concerns over escalating international tensions, marking a seismic shift in hemispheric politics, reminiscent of historical regime changes but executed with modern precision.
First off, I love, it's interesting in that little summary that you read where they're talking about expatriates being happy.
Yeah.
I think most of Venezuela is stoked right now. I really do. I mean, this whole situation, it's complicated. I feel like it's like good and bad, you know. But on one hand, I am so thrilled for the Venezuelan people.
Yeah.
They've been under dictator rule for I think 27 years.
We're thrilled at the prospect, as long as there's not some massive destabilization and it descends into some.
I'm just talking about right
chaos.
off the bat, like the initial reaction. Venezuelan people are so excited.
Right.
What that means for their future, I do not know. We're not great at regime change. We've only got it right like maybe once, right?
Yeah.
Like South Korea or something like that.
Right.
We're not great at that. And I can't help. Also, I kept like reading all this stuff about they're like charging his wife too. I'm like, what'd she do?
I mean,
I'm curious.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, why do you arrest the wife as well? Like, is she like calling a bunch of shots as well? Is she a bad person? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and it's something that I feel like now I need to get a little bit more educated on. And luckily, we live in a time where that is relatively easily to do. We can put it on our agenda to let's get some YouTube videos, let's get some breakdowns, even ask AI. Let's come to our own understanding about what has kind of led up to this, because self-admittedly, I don't know everything that's going on with Venezuela at all. Like, I really am kind of ignorant about it. I know it's been fucked up. They say it's on like a
partially our I think a lot of it was our fault as well. I think we had a lot to do with the destabilization in that region.
Probably.
Decades ago.
Yeah, because there was all kinds of weird drug shit going on down there and backdoor bullshit.
Timing is everything. Why now? Why invade now, right? Like we've had drug problems for a really long time. Yes, is it really bad? More than other years? Probably. But I don't think the federal government is going to be taking out Maduro just because of narcotics. I don't think so. I think there's a larger global thing happening. There's a larger play happening. It seems to me that what's going on in Ukraine, they're losing that fight. They're not winning that. Ukraine's got lots of minerals and deposits. They got lots of stuff. I have a feeling Russia's going to get their hands on that. Things are getting spicy with Taiwan. I think also, I don't like the precedent that this sets, because I think that China will look at something like this and go, okay, you want to play that game? But I think they've been wanting to go after Taiwan for a very, very long time. They got the chips, but Venezuela has the largest oil deposit, even more than the Middle East, and on the largest gold deposit in the world. Those are huge. Those are things that we need, and to be able to control that and to control our kind of our section of the hemisphere. I think there's bigger power plays that are happening on a global stage.
Most assuredly, there's it's multifaceted, right? Like, yes, it's resource rich, but it was also living under a socialist dictator and everybody there was fucked. So maybe there is a liberation aspect, but also
He's sleeping. You hear that in the background. We got a dog that's clearly doing some laps in his dreams.
yeah. But also, perhaps it is a culmination because there's also obviously been some planning. There's been more and more talks about Venezuela. There's been seizing these oil tankers. The Navy has been positioning themselves down the Caribbean. So there has been a buildup, like 100%. That is obvious. But also, perhaps it's a culmination of this new war on drugs that the administration has been running and tied into that. So very multifaceted because they have been declaring these different organizations, terrorist organizations, super tough on the border, way more strict on immigration and all these sorts of things. And all this talk about stopping the flow of fentanyl and drugs and everything.
And the Venezuelan
United
gangs
States
have been really, really bad.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Maduro was affiliated with that shit or like a former cartel guy. Again, I need to do some research,
Yeah,
so don't take
same.
anything
Same.
I say as fact at all. But one thing also at the same time is we're sending a very clear message to the globe. And for better or worse, maybe it's power through strength or peace through strength, rather. But we just rolled into Venezuela, snagged up the leader and his wife, took no casualties, kept it relatively quiet. I know there were strikes and things that were going on, but we weren't just massively bombing everybody, killing everybody, like invading. It was very surgical.
Those Delta Force dudes are badass. If anything, if you're just looking at it from a strategic perspective, what we did should make a lot of people scared. Like, we can come get you in the middle of the night, dude.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, remember not too long ago when those bombers, and nobody knew it was happening, flew all the way across the world, got refueled in flight, completely under the radar the whole time, and dropped nasty bombs in Iran on those uranium enrichment facilities. That was also a clear message. So we can get anywhere in the globe, drop fucking bunker busters on your ass, or send the baddest motherfuckers to just come scoop you out of bed.
I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because it's like both things could be true at the same time, right? Where it's like, I'm by seeing the reaction of Venezuelan people, this is a positive. But what is going to happen afterwards, like I said, with our track record, it's like I can't help but look at it through an Iraq lens. You know, they got weapons of mass destruction. As Venezuela's sending so many drugs into our country, it's a convenient way to get people's support. And we should all be untrusting of our government. Every single one, even if you like the person, even if they're doing a great job. I don't think you should have full trust in your government because it's we the people. We're the ones that call the shot. We fucking hire you, you know? And so I think we need to look at this and be cautious.
Well, you always have to ask yourself what's going on behind the scenes.
What's the real motive?
Yeah. What kind of weird power plays, what kind of money transfer, but at the same time, as a nation, like you have to do some of that, you know, you have to look at global relationships. As the United States, it's like very important. Like we can't just cut ourselves off and be like, man, the rest of the world just do whatever you want. We're just going to worry about ourselves. Like I know everyone likes that idea in a way, but it's not going to happen.
But we got a lot of problems. That we've created a lot of those problems. And there is a part of me that's like wishes that we had a little bit more isolation because we have to fix our own house. You know, why? Like we're $23 trillion or maybe $32 trillion in debt. Do you think this is going to help the situation? No. I mean, I don't know. We could,
depending on the deals, though.
I don't have faith that the money that we would create from the oil tankers or the defense contracts. Do you think that they're just going to be like, you know what? Let's balance our books now. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't know. It's complicated because we always talk about as well how badass would it be if this side of the world could get more united. And while you had to start this process in Venezuela with violence, right? By attacking and invading a sovereign nation to a certain degree, or just straight up, right? And taking their leader. But if you can build it out to where later on down the road, there is good relationships between North and South America, and we keep working on that. Like El Salvador is kind of coming around. And because that area like needs a lot of stabilization. There's just fucking cartels and gangs and crime and corruption like all through South America. And if that could get dialed in and we were resource sharing all up and down this hemisphere, I mean, it would be amazing. It would be powerful.
Yeah. I mean, even Trump's even spracking off on Colombia, essentially like kind of threatening them, like, you need to get your shit together, else you're next. And I don't love that, but you know, there is a part of what you talk about, like having strength and like essentially signaling to the world, like, don't fuck with us.
Right.
But we fucked with the world so many times that I just feel like the political environment right now, it's not the same as it was in 2001. It's not. We're so divided. It's like after 9/11, we came together, you know, we had like this like enemy that we all agreed upon. And then we found out it was a lie. And well, you get what I'm saying? Like we went to Iraq when it had nothing to do with the terrorists on 9/11, and it just gets all confusing. So people don't have a lot of faith that the federal government is going to do the right thing. Like I'd be very interested to see who they are going to put in power. I think the best thing to do is put the guy who lost that last election, because it was clear that he won by a landslide. And Maduro was like, sorry, this is actually a fake election. I think that would be a good sign of faith. Like we're going to put in the guy that you guys voted for.
Right. Or hold another one and have it be sanctioned and attempt to be, you know, as fair and balanced as possible. But I mean, you're right. You know, there's a lot going on, and it's hard not to look at it as being ultra spicy. But I try to be optimistic and think that.
But when's the last time we've been optimistic about something the federal government's doing and it worked out? I mean, I'm a little bit more pessimistic about it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a great scorecard.
Well, sure, but I mean, it is what it is.
But I want to go to Venezuela. I've always wanted to go. They have the tallest waterfall in the world, Angel Falls, I believe it's called. Looks amazing.
Yeah, I think it could be different this time, and I would hope that it would be different this time because the enemy that you're declaring is narcotics and cartels.
Yeah.
We're not attempting to take over a government. We're not attempting to go to war with like a government or whatever. We're talking about gangs, cartels, and drugs. And all these people, I would bet a lot of money that if you could talk to most of the citizens from Mexico all the way down to Venezuela, like, we would love for this fucking shit show to get cleaned up. We're constantly under threat of cartels being coerced and manipulated, just rampant crime, and these massively powerful cartels that actually control everything. So from the normal citizen standpoint, they'd probably be like, yeah, please come down here.
Totally.
There's probably people in Colombia and Mexico and all these other countries be like, come here next, please.
Especially Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, just when I was down there not too long ago, and that mayor got like murked, and it set off all these protests. Like, they don't have a chance at fair and legitimate government at this point in time.
They don't.
Like, it's a shit show.
Yeah.
What was it like when Scheinbaum got elected? What was the stat? Like 30 something presidential candidates in Mexico were assassinated.
Could you imagine if that happened in America?
That's insane.
If that happened in America, there would be riots across the entire country. Everybody would be like, oh, well, I guess we got to bring out the guns.
Yeah.
That happened 37 times. Like, something is wrong. Something is severely wrong.
Yeah. So from that standpoint, even though, you know, It's like we don't want to necessarily be the police of the world, but
The only thing that I could say
sometimes you have
maybe as a positive, talk about all the time with transparency today. It's very hard to hide things. It's very, very hard. Everybody's looking at everything with a microscope, essentially. So you start doing some fuck games, you know, they're going to call it out the entire way. It's not going to be this like as shadowy kind of operation as we did in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Right. And of course, you're going to have to do your due diligence and sift through the political
bullshit.
skewering of the information, because that's just the world we live in. As soon as something happens, both sides are going to come and say, this is why it's great, this is why it's horrible, all these opinions all over the place. So it can be complicated to form your own opinion in that state, because you can just flip through social media or whatever. You can see both sides and you can be swayed, but it's just important to try to look at the information as neutrally as possible and avoid the talking head thing. Because, you know, it's great that we have all this information on social media. You can get your own perspective. You're not just listening to like legacy news companies, but it's still highly skewed, you know, hyper left, hyper right, and it's hard to find just straight up information. So yeah, I just caution people to pay attention to your sources and try to keep it neutral and form your own opinion.
That's why I like breaking news. I like that app. It tells you which way
It skews, right?
Yeah, it tells you which way the news is leaning.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because I want to know which side this organization's leaning, you know, and that way I can parse the information out.
Totally.
But what I try to do now is I try to, like, I'm right now in the middle of Trump's press conference about it. Like, first, watch the full thing. People are so good at taking clips and the context gets all out of whack. Watch the full thing. Watch every single press conference you can. And then from there, go and do research, because I've just been tricked by one too many clips.
Yeah.
But Trump was like, last night we did an operation. It was dark. Of course it was dark. It was nighttime.
Yeah. That guy says so many words.
It drives me insane sometimes. Sometimes you can be so funny, and other times I'm just like, God, sometimes you're an idiot. Like,
I know. It's like, get to the point. Just
and also,
deliver
who's
the
your
information.
speechwriter?
He doesn't have one. He wings everything.
Oh my God.
Which is admirable in a way. I do respect the fact that he's not giving a bunch of like prompted speeches, but then at the same time, I'm like, get to the point, dude, because he'll just kind of fluff things up, and
it's too much
like,
fluff.
Is the best thing ever, you know? And we're like, yeah, we get it, you know. I think so too. I love America. Don't get me wrong, but just just get to the information.
Yes, he's driving me crazy. I'm starting to get Trump fatigue.
Well, I have permanent politician fatigue, because it just seems like such a
big time
fucking poisonous swamp.
Either side, I get totally
100%.
drained. But him in particular, because he's so outrageous, and like just the things he says, like the Rob Reiner thing, that really bothered me. That really, really bothered me, because it's like you were condemning all these people who were talking shit on Charlie Kirk's death. And nobody should be cheering for the death of somebody. And even though Rob Reiner was like definitely outgunning for Trump, the man was murdered by his son, stabbed to death.
Yeah.
And you were going to say all these horrific things? Like, you're the president of
What
the
did he
United...
actually say?
Oh, he was saying that basically like the guy like died of like Trump derangement syndrome. Like, he was like correlating the fact that he died to the TDS. And I was just like, this man is just, he can't read the room. Like, he just has to like have the final say on something. And it was so tacky. And it was like, you had an opportunity to be a really good person. You had the opportunity to be like, you know, we may not have agreed, but nobody should go through something like this. And I feel for his family. You know, that's what normal people should say.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always thought that Trump would probably be considered a significantly better president. But now, of course, he wouldn't be who he is, but if he could be more statesman-like, just more professional in general, you know, try
Well, I
to
feel like,
take the higher road a little bit,
yeah.
it would probably do him a lot of good. But, again, that's not who he is. He's like a cutthroat businessman, and that's why he's successful in many ways. So I get it, it's worked for you your whole life.
But you
But
think he'd learn to evolve a little bit?
yeah, well, it's like we were talking initially, you get set in your ways. Everyone gets set in their ways. And at a
Well,
certain point, you are who you are, and that's
no
what it
more
is.
80-year-old politicians.
Good luck,
Please.
good luck with that.
No more 80-year-olds. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of grandpa running the country.
Yeah.
We need fresh new blood. We need people who can bring people together.
We need a lot of things.
We do.
We need a lot of things.
But I am very interested. This whole Venezuela situation is going to be so interesting to watch play out.
Yeah. And obviously, we hope for the best for that country and for the people. It's like you said, I would love to be able to, a couple of years from now, they're like, hey, Venezuela is safer. They've kind of locked it down. They've gotten rid of some of the crime. Again, like the El Salvador model to a certain degree, but on the people's terms, right? Like not just some puppet person that is just going to do whatever you say. Like ideally, an actually good leader, clean their act up, and yeah, you can go down there and visit and hang out because I've always loved Latin cultures.
Oh, they're awesome.
They're like some of my favorite people.
The nicest people.
But unfortunately, a lot of South America seems kind of sketch. Like people are just constantly trying to fucking rob you or rip you off, or there's bullshit going on, or you run into a cartel, and then it could go really sideways.
Yeah.
So it just sucks to have to deal with that constantly, because otherwise it would be just such beautiful, amazing, rich culture. There's no reason that they can't have thriving economies and be like strong nations on the global stage. They should be, but it's not going to happen when you're run by gangs.
Nope, it's not. What other country do you think is capable of doing that kind of operation? You're a special operations guy. You've worked with several countries throughout your career. Which country do you think has the capability to do something like that as well? I would say off the top of my head, Israel, because they're pretty good at some spy shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know everyone's capability, but I would say no one has ours or our level, right? Our ability to put assets anywhere we want on the globe in a relatively short amount of time. I don't know.
Because we have the international infrastructure, right? So we got bases all over the world. So to be able to do tactical operations quickly, we can do that because we are just positioned all over the globe well.
Right. There's bases all over the place. There's the ships all over the place. You can platform off of a Navy vessel, which happens all the time. That's what happened in Venezuela. These operators probably, flew out to wherever and hopped on a helicopter, head out to one of those ships and set up a command center, and that's where everything's launched out of, from the Navy platform. Yeah, and I don't think anyone has quite that level of infrastructure. There's other countries that have badass, special operations guys and stuff, and they could probably execute that part of it, But again, it's the whole apparatus, the intel, the presence all over the globe, all the support structure that goes behind the scenes. Yeah, it's huge. I don't think people always fully understand what is going on with an operation of that level. You probably don't want to know the price tag. It's fucking huge, but you got air platforms, watching everything and ready to strike at any moment. There's helicopters in case you got to get in, get out. The level of shit that is happening just for that operation is going to be huge.
Well, and even one of those helicopters got tagged and still was flying.
I saw that. And a couple of guys, I think, got wounded, but last I read, nothing life-threatening.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, to get in and get out clean like that, that's crazy. That's intense.
There's a little, it's like I have complicated feelings on it, but deep down, you can't help but feel like a little bit of American pride when you're just like, we got the baddest motherfuckers on our team.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And it's like you would rather be on that team. There's no situation in the world or no country that's perfect, but I'd prefer to be on on the baddest team.
I
right?
get it's like every year in Huntington, we got the air show, right? And the air show, I have this feeling every single time because we're on the beach, we're celebrating. You have all these like amazing military planes that are flying through. You see the stealth bomber, and every year I go, wow, how amazing is this, like this machine that we have? And I go, but I'm looking at it through a lens of it's going on for like a fucking parade. And if I was in another country and I saw that plane, I got like 0.5 seconds to live. Like, it's like, you see that in other countries, it is not the same feeling.
Yeah.
It is not.
We see an
death
American
and destruction.
Right. We see an American F-16 and we're like, wow, cool, a jet. The kids are like, plane. If you're somewhere else, you're like, fuck, that's a machine of death.
Yeah. Yes, it's a very different perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wish, I wish that the world, world peace. I wish there was world peace.
True.
I wish we didn't have to do all these fuck games.
Right. But it's like I always say, and I think it's worth repeating, and it's important to remember that on a historical time frame, we're still at one of the most peaceful times human civilization has ever known. It's the best time to be alive. It's not going to be perfect, and it sucks what's going on in Ukraine. It sucks what's going on in Israel and Palestine, and it sucks that shit is getting spicy in other parts of the world. But overall, still, you're pretty safe.
We are.
Your life is pretty good, and you don't have to be worried about.
I mean, here.
Right. Yeah, here. Yeah. It's never going to be perfect for everyone.
No,
but it's still the best.
And I hope that we get to the, with technology and AI and all these things, that I hope that that's where we're trending, where everybody's needs will be met. If everybody has food, water, electricity, they got a roof over their head.
Yeah. You have less to be upset about.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We always hope for the best. And I guess just here's to, thoughts and prayers with Venezuela and South America.
Totally.
Honestly, I want the best for everyone down there. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I also don't want their lives to be dictated by drug dealers and gangsters,
Or American gangsters.
That too, I don't want that.
Corporate gangsters.
Correct. Yeah. We're not looking, I don't want anyone to get exploited either. Like that nation and those people should also be getting wealthy off of those reserves. Nobody should be going in and trying to steal them or take control of everything or fuck them over. And there's no reason to. I don't think there's any reason that it can't be like a mutually beneficial relationship where we form a new alliance, ideally. And we're like, hey, we're tight with Venezuela. We share resources. We have good trade. Look at their economies fucking booming. People are doing great. We have entrepreneurs and new businesses popping up down in South America. Like, that'd be awesome.
That'd be amazing.
I would love to see that.
Me too.
So fingers crossed. That's where we're heading. But I think for now, we should probably go have some brekkie and get ready for some football.
Okay.
All right.
I love you.
I love you too, baby. Thanks for listening, everyone. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the show out. See you next time.